the other team. This is not something. This is something. This is a fairly unappreciated, I guess, art, per se. But his warding has been absolutely phenomenal. Like he's counter warding in the spots exactly where he needs to be counter warding. That the counter ward he placed at the top cliff at the middle lane actually won them that one fight where Pharaoh was able to get that initiation off on that Nighthound. And you know, I mean, no, you gotta give shout out to Nova for doing an absolute phenomenal job of providing vision to pin down the Legion team.
Well, I mean, definitely, it's an integral component of Pharaoh that you have your team support you, and actually Nihad going in onto Pharaoh now, he manages to get something off. It's not quite enough, though. He's got his BKB, which is a pretty standard choice, I guess. Pharaoh goes back in onto Bubbles. Bubbles down, but Behemoth ultimate comes out, so does the Gladiator ultimate. People drop left, right, and centre. Pharaoh is going to go down here. I'm guessing this works out just slightly ahead for MSI at the moment. However, unfortunately for them, Trixie does... Oh no, Trixie's actually fine. Forget I said that. Trixie is doing just fine against this Gladiator. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any luck whatsoever. Did I suggest... Anyway, Bucket, that's Soulstealer, what, 8 HP was that? Or maybe 80, I don't know. He's gone in onto this tower, though. That was a mistake and a half. No way he's going to get out of this, but Nighthound bottles it, overpowers massive balls, failing just at the wrong time. And he unfortunately doesn't quite find the gumption to try and finish that off, so... Oh my god, that was
actually, I believe No-Tail just picked him off with a Bombardier ultimate for the finish.
Yes, he did. Almost picked off a double kill, actually. But yeah, I mean, MSI, again, they didn't lose, but they didn't win either, and... Did they get that tower? They did get that tower. Okay, they got a deny, which is almost as good. But yeah, I mean, one thing actually I'd like to talk about for No-Tail, since we've got a lull, is he's actually picked up a Shrunken Head, which is... very, very odd to me. One, because actually there's so much superior magic on this Legion side that he can't do sugar with it anyway. Secondly, he's a really far back kind of hero, Sticky. I mean, Sticky Bomb 775 range, Bombardment 700 range, Boom Dust 600 range, Ultimate and Global. You don't need to get anywhere near the action with Bombardier, and oh dear, Bombardier's going to know he's not. Fantastic use of the tablet for command to make me look like a complete tool. But yeah, I mean, it's just really, really surprising actually that he's chosen to pick up this Shrunken Head, given that he has no need for it, because he doesn't have to get anywhere near any of the, what, 3 non-superior magic spells on this team? I just don't get it.
Well,
I mean,
I don't want to necessarily contradict you, but I know exactly why he picked up that BKB. It's a recent change to Vindicator, where Vindicator's ultimate is actually dispelled by BKB and other magic immune things. And before it was undispellable, and you know, if you were silenced, you were silenced. There was nothing you could do. And you know, the Bombardier has a lot of spells, and if Vinny pops that silence, he needs to be able to combo his spells. Otherwise, he's just sitting there and he's useless. And I'm almost positive that's exactly what he single-handedly picked it up to counter the Vindicator.
You are such a bitch, Joe. Okay, fair enough, that does make good sense. I mean, I would say that I question whether a Nullstone might be better, but then again, he has no reason to want a Nullstone, so that would be entirely facetious. MSI is still circling like vultures around this Legion base. Unfortunately, they're going to be completely disappointed if they expect to find a kill, because there's nothing going on. I mean, they're still reliant on the Legion side making that mistake, and unless they do... And
look at the swap on the Vindicator. Vindicator pops his ultimate, and it looks like, ooh, they're taking so much damage, and almost everyone from the Legion team taking...
Well, considering how badly they screwed the pooch there with letting Vindicator get that ultimate off, that
looks like Magic's going down.
Yeah, I mean, Trixie chasing down onto this Nighthand, he dives 2 sets of towers, and it's not going to get him anywhere at all with it, so they're going to back off. But I mean, that's just an amazing job from Trixie, somehow managing to kill 2 people despite a complete lack of execution from MSI there, totally failing to stop Vindicator getting the ultimate off, and works out okay in the end. I'm afraid our vent server's going wrong, but hopefully you're hearing me saying this. If not, we can always rage at Snoopy later, not because Snoopy will be to blame, just because I hate Snoopy's guts. Oh, I'm good, I know I'm bloody brilliant, but I appreciate hearing it from the man himself, or indeed the stupid, useless bitch himself. That's a bit harsh. To be fair, he's the only person with a 2 megabit per second upload speed, so I probably shouldn't upset him too much, or you won't be able to hear me anymore, and wouldn't that be funny? No, not really. Anyway, MSI don't come out with the goods, which is the tower, but at least they've managed to get some pressure on the leading side, keep themselves getting further and further ahead, which they absolutely have to do if they want to stay in it. Jar seems to have bailed on me, which isn't good, because I have a finite amount of time to cast this game, and if it goes on much longer, you'll be listening to The Sound of Silence, and I do not mean the fantastic song by Simon and Garfunkel. Is it Art Garfunkel? It is Art Garfunkel. That's not the point, is it? What's Simon's? Who cares? How can Simon
Angel,
be
can
a
you hear me?
surname anyway? Yes, I can hear you. Welcome back.
Oh, sorry about that. I believe it's my computer, because this happened in the game before this, where I actually just lagged out, and my internet's just been pretty buggy lately. But I'm here. I'm back, and actually looking at the top lane, looks like Bombardier is in a little bit of trouble. He does pop his Void Talisman. Looks like he push sticks out, and looks like he probably is going to be okay. And I hope I didn't miss too much fights. Hope I didn't miss too much of that fight in mid battle. I mean, it was a pretty epic fight, and you know, a lot of things transpired.
No, just a diatribe. However, it's actually worked out really, really well from even though the Tablet of Command has, at least in my humble opinion, which is not so humble because I'm a pompous git when I deliver it, been nerfed. It's actually worked out really, really well for him, because even though it doesn't have the HP it used to, it's worked really, really well for him, just getting himself out of trouble, because I reckon it's because this Legion side have a lot of long-range stuff, the Fissure, the Shell Surf, and the long-range Demon Hand. It gives you a fair amount of warning in terms of spatial distance for when something is coming as the Hellborn take Kongor, and I completely ignore it while I carry on talking. You get quite a lot of warning between, oh dear, I'm taking damage, and oh god, I'm gonna die. So I think it's actually a really nice pickup for N0tail, because as soon as he gets hit by the end of that Fissure, or he sees the Shell Surf coming towards him, or Demon Hand #1 lands, quick double tap on that. Thank you, ST, for implementing, and that saved me a lot of macro. In terms of keyboard macros, not building lots more probes and pylons, has essentially meant that he can get it out of trouble really quickly. So, I mean, personally, I'm still not all in for the tablet change, but it is at least nice to see the thing being used for once in competitive play and doing quite well. I'm still slightly unsure as to what the intended behaviour with this tablet was, because S2 must be aware of the fact that it's underpowered rather than overpowered, and I mean, I guess it gives you a little bit of extra mana middle game, like Gnome's Wisdom used to do, but frankly, I would rather have the HP in most cases on most support heroes at this point, and Gladiator may have just gone a little bit too far here. Nighthand is going to leap in, he's completely screwed, but stuff going down from the Hellborn side, that's not terribly descriptive. Gladiator's going to die, still got the token, Soulstealer ultimate completely wasted now, he's pretty much free to follow up on who he likes. Nova goes down, but who cares, he's Andromeda, brilliant ultimate from Behemoth. Gladiator completely boxed into a corner between a rock and a hard place, already to Soulstealer and Nighthand. Soulstealer dies, which completely removes that problem. Nighthand forced to bail. Trixie somehow managing to wreck shit in this teamfight, despite not being a carry at all, or so I say. Killed Nighthand as well, and dear god, MSI look like they might actually win. They're going to take these barracks pretty much for sure.
And it looks like that's going to be the game. I mean, that was actually that was a really good team fight by the OK, even though they did lose that team fight, it's simply just because of the persistent utilization of MSI's advantage. You know, I mean, the Kongor, Gladiator just charging in there, you know, doing the kind of damage he can do, and you know, just surviving and doing more damage. You know, it's that Behemoth got a great ult, but it just simply the reason why they won that game is simply because of the fact that they just kept playing well, they kept trying to pick off, and they kept utilizing Kongor, and the Aegis and the Cheese. And you know, I mean, it was a great game, and both teams played really well. But looks like MSI. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that MSI like massively outplayed OK, but they utilized their strategy better than OK did, and that, I believe that's why they won the game.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think I would have to say OK outpicked MSI, and while I wouldn't fault OK's play, MSI and particularly Trixie, so that rather puts what I said about him not being the best Gladiator player at the start of the game into shame, but nonetheless I think MSI just executing brilliantly and pulling back a game that they probably shouldn't have won. Credit to them though, they did do it after all.
Anyways, this has been a GameReplays.org presentation, and I believe we are going to be doing some more casts later on today. And, you know, thanks for watching.